The first ever Halo Infinite eSports event has just begun. This is the first Halo event in years, and it started brilliantly as it set viewership records. Mix that with in-game cosmetic drops you can earn by watching the event on Twitch, and you've got a recipe for success. Until it isn't.
Probably a technical difficulty up on the stage. I'm with you. But let's see how it plays out. It was tied, right? Ish, I think, one kill.
That's because Halo Infinite players were disappointed as the opener was plagued with delays. And those delays were caused by none other than technical difficulties. A strong handful of games ended up being nullified because of player disconnect. And without the ability to reconnect to that game, they just had to restart it from the beginning. And these weren't just any old games, some of these games got pretty darn close. The Slayer game between EcksToo and Space Station on the Aquarius map was getting really close, between 47 kills and 46. Only then to have the player Tylenol from Space Station to completely disconnect. Despite them from only needing 3 more kills to secure the win, the game had to completely start from the beginning, only then to have somebody on EcksToo drop as well just as the restarted game was beginning. They eventually did manage to finish the game after a third attempt, and EcksToo won despite Space Station having the lead in the original game. Then another game with the Chiefs versus Bing Chilling. That game was pretty close as well, with the Chiefs on 44 kills and Bing Chilling on 42. 6 more kills until the win is decided, yet somebody drops on the Chiefs, as Pips suddenly DCs from the game as well. We don't get to see this DC, but we can see in the scoreboard in the top left where somebody just leaves and there's only 3 players left, which means they had to restart the game from the beginning from there, and now we can start to see why there were so many delays. In one game, all 8 players dropped at once. During a game of Strongholds on Recharge, Optic Gaming went up against Pioneers. And then after the game got to about 2/3 of the way through, all players lost control of their Spartans. And eventually we just saw the whole game drop and completely disconnect, resulting in them having to restart from the beginning. So yeah, you started to get the idea there was a myriad of problems throughout the event. Whilst they did finally manage to complete the event, there were some criticisms afterwards. But first, 343 did acknowledge the issues early on. Halo eSports lead Tashi told players on Twitter, stated, "Thanks for sticking with us as we work through these technical gremlins. We're turning over every stone to make sure we resolve the issue, and hopefully the rest of the matches on stage go smoothly." But as you can tell, the rest of the matches didn't go smoothly at all. We just constantly saw drop after drop, and the problem never resolved itself. So much so that FaZe Clan's Snipe Down actually talked about it on Twitter. "Bring the Xboxes out. It's time to retire from PC Halo on LAN until these crashes get sorted out. Number 1 priority after this weekend. I don't know what it is, but Xboxes don't crash as far as I know." Following up with another tweet stating, "I'm 100% taking a downgraded experience so we can hold up competitive integrity and momentum Halo has built up. I don't want this to leave a scar on future hype of events." G2 Esports Great Sick also doubled down on this statement too. "It's 10 PM and we have played 1 pool play match so far. Pretty sure we'll play Divine Mind next on main stage, but not sure to be honest." Thankfully, it looks like things will be improving from that point onwards. Judging by some previous research, we know that Xboxes don't really suffer from this LAN issue, and that's also why you've been seeing some news articles talking about how the event is having to use some Series X development consoles because they don't have any retail versions of their own because of the shortages and so on and so forth. But even I don't have a confirmation on that. Again, they're using this LAN system that isn't really widely available to other players. We don't have a lot of information on the integrity of the tech that 343 use when connecting player to player, whether that be in a custom game or a standard quick play match, so on and so forth. So yeah, this definitely feels like some sort of experimental tech they're using specifically for esports, and it's just not working very well. But even if LAN isn't the issue here and it's something completely different, it doesn't avoid from the fact that they released this game without a reconnect option. Like, what are you thinking? If you want this game to be an esports title, which I think it is very capable of doing so, we've got some big names at this event, you're going to add simple features like that, not only for players, but also for pro players when an event goes wrong like this one. It's really early days for Halo Infinite esports right now, and I actually agree with FaZe Snipe Down here, because I really don't want this to leave a scar on the future of hype for these type of events. Thankfully, a lot of people are really enjoying the games. It's great to see pro players play at their best, and thankfully the whole disconnect debacle doesn't seem to be the forefront of what this event's about right now. So honestly, 343 got away with this pretty lucky, but seriously, they need to add something like a reconnect system really soon. The only reason I'm really passionate about this is because the amount of points I've lost in ranked because teammates crash when they try to respawn, or they crash as the game starts. Not to mention the amount of points I've lost because I've crashed on respawn on maps like Street or Live Fire. It's extremely frustrating. I do think they fixed the issue for me, but it definitely seems like it's very prevalent for others. And all of this would have been avoided if there was a reconnect button. But that's where I'm going to pass the question over to you guys. What do you think about the crashes seen in this Halo Infinite esports event? Are you really disappointed with what happened? Or do you think it's such early days that we need to give Halo Infinite a break? Let me know in the comments down below. I read all of them and I'll get back to some of you as well. Not to mention, if you love everything that is Halo Infinite as well as Star Wars, why not join our Discord? We've got a really tight-knit community that is really friendly, and we'd love for you guys to join. So why not join with the invite code in the pinned comment down below, and I'll see you there. But besides that, guys, I've been Charlie, you've been watching EcksToo, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.